Today's video features my hands, and it features a quick and easy tip, an environmental design technique that you can use to improve the organization of your finances, your money, and make it easier to get started with reviewing your finances, categorizing your expenses, looking at the money you've spent, and all of those pieces to the puzzle that you need to do to keep the money on the business side and personal side of your life organized and on track. And so today we're going to talk about wallets. When I started my business over 7 years ago, one of the things I realized is that one of the most important things I could do is make sure that I keep my business finances and my personal finances completely separate. And so I needed to spend business money on business things and personal money on personal things, and I had to limit the amount that those two crossed over. And to do that, I set up business accounts separate from my personal accounts. I got a separate business credit card from my personal credit card and a separate business line of credit, so that all of those finances were separate. And when I paid myself from my business, it was clear that the money was moving from the business side to the personal side. But in the day-to-day activity of living my life and running my business, everything was getting jumbled together. I would pull out the wrong credit card and pay for a personal expense with the business card without thinking, or vice versa. I would end up with a huge mess of receipts building up in my wallet, and the ink would be wearing off, and I would get personal receipts mixed up with business receipts, and I would lose receipts, and it was just a mess. And so I realized that I needed to make a change to the environment of my wallet. And so this is one of the first wallets that I had once I started my business. And the reason that this wallet was a positive environment, that I like it as a business wallet, was because of the inside here. There's two different compartments. And so I had one compartment to store personal cash and personal receipts, and one compartment to store business receipts and business cash. And so if I went on a business trip, it was super easy to track the two different day-to-day activities. When I would go somewhere and do some personal things and some business things, I could keep everything nice and separate. Then when I got home, I could take out the business receipts, put everything into my bookkeeping system and track it there, take out my personal receipts and deal with them on the personal side. Now, there were a couple of problems with this wallet. One is it was just too big. So I would accumulate more and more and more personal and business receipts in here until basically I had, if you're a Seinfeld fan, the George Costanza wallet. And I would eventually end up losing receipts, and receipts would go blank because the ink would wear off, and it just wasn't working. And the other part of this wallet I didn't like is all of the cards were kept in one area together. And although I could put personal cards in one slot and business cards in another, it didn't give me that real feeling of my business finances being separate from my personal finances. So now I have moved on to this wallet, and this wallet has a few advantages and a few disadvantages, but I'm pretty happy with it overall as my new wallet environment. And so the big thing that is a down point to this wallet is it only has one slot in the middle here. So it doesn't keep my personal and business receipts separate. However, it is small, and so I have to empty this wallet a lot more than I emptied this wallet. And so having the receipts mixed up a bit hasn't been that big of an issue, because I need to make that exchange more often. I also will often put a card in the middle here and try and keep the receipts separate. So it's not ideal, but because it's smaller and I have to remove the receipts more, I'm losing less receipts, receipts aren't getting damaged, and more of it is making it into my bookkeeping system. The thing I really like about this wallet is the two sides of it. So there's a slot for cards on one side and a slot for cards on the other. And like I said, for me, it's super important to keep my business finances and financial thinking separate from my personal finances and personal financial thinking. And so I put all of the business cards on one side and all of the personal cards on the other. And when I'm out and doing things out in the world, if there's some sort of purchase that comes up that could either be a business purchase or a personal purchase, I take this wallet out and I can actually look at the two sides, and it kind of clicks in my brain, making a decision about whether what I'm about to buy would be best as a business expense, or if it fits better as a personal expense. And so this wallet and the two sides of it has really helped me get clearer on where I should be spending business money and where I should be spending personal money. And so this is the wallet I'm currently working with. Like I said, this is an example of environmental design that you might not have thought about before. And so an action that you could take now would be to take a look at your own wallet or your own purse if you use a purse and don't use a wallet, and ask yourself how you can use the different compartments, the different physical environment of that wallet or purse to start organizing your finances in a different way, or if you need to find a different wallet or purse that will help you do that. And the goal that we have here is to find a physical environment that is going to organize your finances better, so that when it's time to sit down and deal with those finances, it takes you less energy and less time to get started, so that you can start to build that motivation to get done. I hope that is a helpful tip, and I'll see you in the next video.